know if you should quit your job, and how can you be ready to know if you should quit your job? And this is such a loaded question. I get it all the time, and I know why people are asking. It's a heavy and a big decision to be made. And before I give you some thoughts to consider, I just want to give some disclaimers that it depends on your finances, it depends on your mental state, it depends on your personal and home security, it depends on your interest in other things, how fed up you are with your job, just how serious you are about leaving. There's just so many things to consider. But there are a few things I want to talk about that would really point you towards the decision of becoming a consultant, perhaps, or starting a new career, or going back to school, or becoming a stay-at-home mom, and any of the other many things that you might be considering as an alternative to your current job. The first one of those is that you are not growing. You're bored, you're not excited, particularly if you've been doing the same thing you've been doing for a while. You might have come into this job at this company early in your career, and you've had some promotions, but you're kind of been stuck in the same space. You're doing the same thing, or maybe you have gone from job to job a few times, but always in the same general area, and you're just not doing anything new or exciting, especially if you feel like you can do this in your sleep. That's not exciting if you can do it in your sleep. Now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that if you've crafted your expertise and you're really good at something, sometimes you can do it in your sleep and it still be exciting. Some of the work that I do, I feel like I can just crank it out, and that's part of really sharpening the saw. But if you feel like you can do it in your sleep and don't want to wake up, that seems like it might be a problem. You don't really have anything to look forward to. You're just showing up to work to just play the part and do the things you've been asked to do. And speaking of looking forward, if you don't have a big project, a big task, a big promotion, a rotation into another department, another team, there's really nothing for you to get excited about that is really going to push you and help you become better at what you do or give you new expertise or new experiences. That's a problem. You've got to figure out how your passion for what you are doing really shows up in the day to day. And if that's not there in the work you're doing today, you might need to reconsider, and it may be time for you to think about something else. I definitely would say that's the first one. The second one is that you have more to give. You feel like you're not getting the projects that would really showcase you and your talent, your ability. Perhaps you're not getting the recognition for the work that you are doing. You know that you can show up and deliver something outstanding to the company, but that isn't been given to you as an option. You feel stuck in the role that you're in, and no one's allowing you to really spread your wings. And this might look like you talking to your boss or your manager and saying, I'm ready to take on something new. And they're saying to you, but you're so good at what you do, we really need you in this role. That might be a red flag, particularly if you keep coming back to that same topic over and over. And that means it might be time for you to think about something else, for you to reconsider where your talents could best be used. And then the last thing I would say here is that you want more control. If you are feeling like someone else is dictating how you spend your time day to day, or over the weekend, or year over year, and I don't just mean in the hours that you work, although that's also a big part of it, but also where you're spending your time. If you've got a variety of tasks or projects that you work on, but someone keeps pushing you to work that you just don't want to do, you're not good at, or you're good at and you just don't enjoy. People are sort of dictating to you what is right for you and where you should go. Perhaps you are feeling that others are in control of your destiny. They're in control of when you get promoted and when you don't, of when you get put onto a new high stakes, high visibility project and when you don't, which team members you get to work with and which ones you don't. That can be challenging. That can make you really feel like you are out of control and not really dictating where your career is going. And man, we spent too much time in school and hustling through these jobs to get to this place in our career and just not have that kind of influence that we rightfully have earned. And again, that doesn't mean that you should be able to write whatever you want in your job at your current company and do whatever you want. Immature and childish to think that the world works that way. But it is not unreasonable to say that you should have sufficient influence in that, that you can live with the decisions that are being made. If you don't have a voice in that, that feels like it's time for you to start thinking about what would come next and where do you have an opportunity to be more influential. And there's a lot more that you have to consider beyond that. But those three things, not growing, feeling like you have more to give and not really getting the opportunity to showcase that, and then finally not feeling like you're in control at all, those three things I think are the primary foundation for how we need to evaluate whether it's time to move on for a job. And for many people, as it was for me, consulting might be the right place for you for that. If that's something that you have been considering, I encourage you to take a look at a quiz that my team and I developed that helps you think about whether consulting is the right path for you. You can find that at theclaritywizard.com/quiz. And if consulting isn't the right path for you, there are other tools available in the world that'll help you think about whether becoming an accountant is right, or should I become a nurse, or should I stay home with my young children and go back to the workforce later, or how do I turn my job into a part-time job. There certainly are resources out there that can help you make some of those decisions, but just know that at the end of the day, you've got to take control of wherever your career is headed and whatever you are getting in exchange for the value that you are providing. And ultimately, that will help you decide if this job that you're in now is right for you or if you need to think about something else. Good luck.